friends, trust me, we're going to have a blast today. First, I have an announcement. Last week, I wanted you to make this craft. And if you did do that, bring it to Happy Days Cafe, and Mr. Jason or Miss Paulette will give you a surprise drink to go along with it. If you haven't received the envelopes in the mail, call church. Have your mom or dad give church a call. Say, hey, we would like to be on the mailing list. Then you will receive crafts and gifts and a letter each week to go along with our lesson. So I said, trust me, didn't I? Our Bible point this week is we can trust God. When I say that, I want you to point your fingers up and say, trust God. So we can trust God. Trust God. Now, I have a special song that sings about how we can trust God. You can sing along, whisper along, just watch it. Have a tune in your heart. Enjoy.
Everything he does, he keeps his promises, we know because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, yeah. Oh, yeah. If there's one thing we can count on, it's God will never let us down, and we can trust everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, we can trust him, we can trust him.
Let's meet our Bible memory buddy. His name is Ray, the giant manatee. How much do you know about manatees? We're going to have a challenge, a this or that challenge. Are you ready? You're going to hear 2 facts about giant manatee. You decide which one's real. Why must manatee rays keep moving all the time? Is it because they don't want to fall asleep? Or is it because they need to keep breathing? So if you choose fall asleep, go like this. If you choose breathing, go like this. You're holding your breath, Pastor Greg. Okay, ready? Drum roll. It's so they can keep breathing. If you chose that one, you got it right. Now, you're going to watch a Bible Memory Buddy video, Ray, and learn more about the giant stingrays.
Take a look under the big blue and you'll see me. I'm Ray, and I'm a giant manta ray. We're one of the coolest creations God made because we sort of fly. Not through air, but through the water. Like I said, I'm a giant manta ray, and I really live up to my name. Giant mantas can grow to about 30 feet across. That's bigger than 4 grown-ups lying down in a line. You won't see us hold still very long. We keep moving through the water all the time. Maybe some of you like to keep moving too. Moving keeps me breathing. The water slides over my gills and gives me the oxygen I need to stay alive. In the Bible, a man named Abram kept moving too. He moved because God told him to. God made a promise to Abram. God said Abram would have a big family, as many grandkids as there are stars in the sky. Now that's a big family. Abram trusted and believed God's plan for his life. You can trust God too. In the Bible book of Psalms, chapter 33, verse 4, it says, "For the word of the Lord holds true, and we can trust everything He does." We can trust God. He's way bigger than me. Sometimes you may feel like you're just floating around without a plan. You might worry about what will happen next in your life. You can trust that God will guide you and give you what you need to keep going. And when you aren't sure whether to choose this or that, talk to God. And when you move to new places, God promises to always be with you. You can simply glide along because He'll carry you through. We can trust God.
The Bible is God's true love story. Everything written in it was written by people exactly how God wanted it written. Our Bible memory verse comes from Psalm 33, verse 4. "For the word of the Lord is true. We can trust everything He does." We can trust God. Trust God. He says what is true, and He has the whole world in His hands. We're going to watch a music video right now of He's got the whole world in His hands.
He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the little bitty baby in His hands. He's got the little bitty baby in His hands. He's got the little bitty baby in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got you and me, sister, in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got everybody here in His hands. He's got everybody here in His hands. He's got everybody here in His hands. He's got the whole world 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 in His hands. Yeah, He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 He's got the whole world in His hands.
Okay, Camp Calvary, we need a piece of paper and a marker or a pen. So if you don't have that, stop the video, go get that, have that in front of you, and be ready for this challenge. All right, if you're ready, here it goes. I am the director and you are the artist. I'm going to describe something to you and you are going to draw it only by my words. I cannot make any motions or anything like that. So I'm going to hold my hands to the side to make sure I don't cheat. So you are going to make a diagonal line on your paper from the bottom to the top. Then you're going to make another diagonal line going from the top to the bottom back down. In the middle of your paper, you're going to do one big long line going in the middle of your paper. I can't do that with my eyes. Then you're going to go from one side and take the end of the line and touch it to a bottom of another line. And then you're going to take the other line and touch it to the bottom of the other line. Done. How does it look? I'll show you what I made. It should look like this. Ooh, didn't turn out like that? Huh, that's a little frustrating. Let's try another one. All right, turn over your paper. Here we go. Draw 3 circles, one at the bottom, one in the middle, and one at the top. Okay. In the middle circle, draw 2 lines out from it. Okay. On the top circle, draw a square. Draw 2 little lines going out of that top circle. In the top circle, put 2 dots. Put 5 dots more. In the middle circle, put 3 dots. Okay. All right, got it all? All right, here we go. Here's what it should look like. Ta-da! Yours doesn't look like that? Really? Oh. Sometimes trusting God is like that. He gives us bits and pieces and we don't know what the final picture is. Why are we doing this, God? Why do you want me to be this in my life? Why is this happening? God sees the big picture. We can trust God. Trust God. Today we're going to hear about a man named Abram and how he had to learn to trust God for the future, not what was happening right then and there. Let's meet a man named Abram who trusted God even though he didn't know God's big plan. Here's a picture of Abram, and he's looking over the stars. Let's find out what happens. Now, the Lord told Abram, leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. Oh, well, that sounded good to Abram. I'm going to leave everyone, which is sad, but God's going to bless me. Hey, God has a plan for you too, and you are a blessing to God too. Back to the story. So Abram packed up everything. Now, he was a rich man. He had lots of sheep, we were told. So his wife, all his sheep, oh, wait a minute. He didn't have any kids yet. Oh, okay. Well, let's find out what happens. He was trusting God. So we packed up everything and they started out on their journey. Let's find out what happens next in Genesis 12, verse 6. Abram traveled through the land as far as the site of the great tree of Moreh in Shechem. Oh, he stopped at a tree. That's a good night. At that time, the Canaanites were in the land. The Lord appeared to Abram and said, to your offspring I will give this land. Abram was like, that's a good idea, but I don't have any kids yet, and I'm old, and my wife is old. Abram didn't understand God's plan, but he knew he had to trust God. So let's go to find out what happens next. Genesis 15, turn the page, 1 through 3. After this, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield and your very great reward. But Abram said, O sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless? Interesting. Abram had to trust God. God told Abram, go outside. And he said, look up at the heavens. Look at the stars. Count them if you can. Then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. Abram was going to have as many offspring as the stars in the sky. So God did fulfill his promise. He gave Abram the land, and he also gave him a son. That son had children, those had children, those had children, and guess what? In the line of Abram is Jesus. He is born in that line. So remember that activity we did earlier, the drawing activity? The big picture was clear as soon as I showed it, but the details were hard to follow. And that was how it was with Abram. God didn't promise to give Abram everything right away, but he had to go to another land, and God did give him that land and did give him that child. That's the same with us too. God has promises for us. He promises to love us always. He promises to be with us always. And through Jesus, God promised to give us life forever with Jesus. Those things are amazing. We can trust God. Trust God. Let's say a prayer. Dear God, help us to trust you in everything that we do. Amen. Now, I want you to put your hands on your chin like this. Just relax, and I want you to hear and think about some things I'm going to tell you about Jesus. You can close your eyes and listen. There's a lot that kids don't understand. That's why there's school and soccer and practice and online videos. Well, here's a secret. There's at least as much that adults don't understand. They're just better at hiding it. Adults like to feel smart and in control, even when they aren't. Don't believe it? Ask an adult to explain time to you, or give you a really good explanation of how the brain works. You'll see. Here's another secret. God actually does understand stuff because he made us. He understands all of it. And he made all of it. You can trust God when things you don't understand show up in your life, or when people you love are in trouble, or when you feel like no one loves you, or when something scary is knocking at your door. In those moments, trust God. He understands, and he loves you too. That means he'll walk with you through anything, even those things that you don't understand. Kids, I'll see you next week. Have a great week. Wear your Bible Buddy sticker or put it someplace special.